Each and every Thursday, this is what we do. Salute to the G's.
You know, that's what it is. Salute to everybody tuning in. Shout out, you know what I mean, to the East Coast, to the West Coast. Shout out New York, you know what I mean?
Facts.
All 5 boroughs. Big up to my man D. Let me get it out before he kill me. DJ Johnny Wishbone, straight from Queens. Straight up. I gotta salute that boy. He gonna kill me, cousin. What up?
What up? What
Had
up?
to get that out there. You know what it is. Glocawear radio show, man.
Facts.
Champagne Shab, Tucan.
You already know.
We about to get the boy Jaz-O, legendary, you know.
Come on, man.
The originator.
We do legendary things, Shaq.
Jaz-O, Kings County.
Yo, can y'all see me?
We can see you.
That's what it is. What's going on? Can y'all hear me? Obviously, right?
Can you see us?
Yes,
On
indeed.
deck. Okay, you can hear us?
Yes, indeed.
That's what's up. Salute. Jaz-O.
Back at you, boy. What's
Glocawear
poppin'?
radio.
Jazz, what up, Mike?
Yeah, I don't know what the light. What's going on?
Hey, man, salute. Salute, man. Appreciate your
What it
time,
is?
man.
Yo, ain't nothing, man. You know, it's what we do, man. Love is love.
Come on, man. Hey, man, so, man, we do this thing called the Glocawear radio show. We hold it down for 2 hours. Tucan Shab, my partner, Shab Bananas.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We play authentic hip-hop music. We be playing it for the culture, doing it for the culture. We be interviewing motherfuckers. And, hey, man, you are a special guest tonight, man.
That's right.
And we're blessed.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated. I'm glad to be here. I don't come out too often. You know what I'm saying? So this my outside kind of.
Say no more. Say no more.
Yep.
What you been doing lately, Brody? Tell us something.
Man, I'm always working on music. I don't put out as much, but I'm turning the corner with finishing my first authorship. I got a book called Universes. And it's a creative writing, and it's based on basically telling the story that all writing and all documents, everything, whether it's a business pitch, all of it is creative writing, and it deserves a particular amount of flair, for the vernacular to achieve. So I'm working on that. We finally got our feet on the ground good with starting this documentary, because I just keep hearing like the story need to be told, and a lot of people know and a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people who do know, sometimes they don't have a platform to really speak on anything, and let's keep it a buck. A lot of people are afraid of people, so they don't want to come outside. But yeah, so I'm working on that. A few other things. I got some shows coming up in the near future, and besides that, I got a master plan for some things. But I'm getting ready to get into y'all game a little bit, and probably have y'all sitting down. But we're gonna do it live. We're gonna bring people to the actual spot and everything else. So.
Okay.
Oh shit! You working? You outside, my nigga?
Yeah, I'm trying, man. Just doing what I do, and just trying to be the best person I could be. To me, that's more important than anything. And I had to really establish myself on a business level, because I kind of go back, and I never got into this game for money. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know it sounds crazy to a lot of people, because they can't imagine anything besides getting money with this whole, rap game and music industry and everything else. But, the first time I spit a rhyme must have been like 1976, 77. And there was no monetary gain in rhyming back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that wasn't even my motivation, but it is now.
Yo,
Word up.
we was talking earlier, right? And my partner Shab Bananas had mentioned. So what was the
It was a question like you said you was rapping back in the day, right? In the beginning of that
Yeah.
shit. So how did you get your record deal so early in the game? Because that's what everybody wanted to know, that key. Because everybody was making records in their crib or in the studios, but it was like, how you get your shit on the air, or you get on the label and the video. Like, how did you do that shit so early? Who gave you the game?
Well, I mean, the first time I really started recording anything, we was recording like mixtapes. And you know, mixtapes was the actual cassette tape. And my man DJ Cool KG is on the Wheels of Steel, and I'm rhyming for like 45 minutes straight. That was a mixtape. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we kind of graduated from that. KG introduced me to a cat that he went to school with, whose name is Gordon Pickett, but people know him as Fresh Gordon. I don't know if y'all know that name or not.
Right,
But you know, he did a lot of production, you know, for the Fat Boys, most notably. He had a deal on Tommy Boy. He and I did a couple of joints together. One being My Fila, which was like the answer to my Adidas. But I started going over Gordon's crib, and Gordon had like a real studio in his crib. And that was the first time I ever saw somebody have like a full-blown studio in their crib, and we recorded out of there. And then I met this cat that used to come through there all the time named Marlon Prescott. Marlon Prescott, he was trying to talk to Gordon like, yo, what's this guy Jazz doing? Like, he needs a deal. Like, this dude, you know, I'm just telling it how it went down.
Right.
You know, he was like, this dude is crazy. He got crazy talent. So Gordon was like, talk to him. So he talked to me. We went, and he was like, yo, I want to introduce you to some people. These guys became my, I guess, my second management. And so we took a meeting, all of us took a meeting up at EMI, and Scott Folks was up there at EMI. I had known Scott Folks because I had a meeting with him before, because I had this music and I was actually singing, and they wanted to sign me to a singing deal. But what happened was I didn't want that, you know, street, you know, singing and R&B shit, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so they signed Keith Sweat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Okay, that's some
Mhm.
okay, some news.
Because the meeting, Vincent Davis was there too, and they did like some low key distribution situation with EMI Records. So anyway, we were having a meeting in front of Scott Folks at EMI. You know, we were laughing because of the meeting from before, and I got signed to EMI. You know, the deal took about 4 months to go down, and back then that was like quick. You know what I'm saying? Because a deal with, you know, when they talking real money, you know, the contract is like a book, and you know,
Right.
everything. You know, they cross all the T's, dot all the I's. So what happened was, you know, I was like, well, what we doing? How much? What's the money? All of this other stuff. I looked at the contract, and my first recording budget was $275,000, and in 1988,
Back then, right?
I mean,
back then.
yeah, where Cass was getting like 20,000, no more than like 50 grand to go and record everything and eat while they recording it.
Right.
You know, I had 275. They were like, yo, I don't know why I had to go to London. One reason, because of the producers, which really didn't produce the record. I produced the beats, and I made the beats and they produced the record. Let's put it that way.
Right.
And so they were like, we're going to take you to London. You're going to record in Battery Studios. And that's basically how it went down.
Okay.
Did I leave out? You know, I brought my man Jay-Z with me and Irv Gotti.
How you how y'all meet? You know what I'm saying? Everybody, I guess you know what I'm saying. I don't know you know what I'm saying, the meeting you and the boy.
Oh yeah, well, I was coming back from school. Like I basically dropped out of college after like a year and a half. I didn't want to do it. I was going to Old Dominion University in Norfolk, and so I came back to Brooklyn. And when I got back, like and I got to mention all this stuff so people can understand what it is. Like I was already like a street legend when I left Brooklyn. So when I came back, a couple of cats, they were like, yo, Jaz is back home. Jaz is home. So basically, there was a discussion between my man Nike from the Shirt Kings and who lived in the same building as Jay. They lived in the same building on the other side, and some other cat. And they were going back and forth on like, yo, who the nicest? It's this young kid, Jay-Z, lived right in the building, boo, boo, boo. And he was like, yo, Jaz is home. He was like, ain't nobody better than Jaz. So, they basically set it up. So it was supposed to be like a battle. And Jay, Nike, a couple of other cats, they came on my side. And we met outside. And, it wasn't nothing hostile or anything. And they was like, so what's up? What y'all gonna do? I was like, what? So he's like, who gonna rhyme first? So I was like, you wanna rhyme? He just shrugged his shoulders. I was like, all right. So I rhymed, and then he rhymed. And it wasn't even a battle. You know what I'm saying? We was just rhyming, but the fascinating thing about it was he was the first cat that I ever heard that had the cadence and the timing and the flow that resembled what I was doing. And I was like, yeah, this dude, he ain't no enemy. Like he's, and I don't know, low key, he probably heard some of my stuff because we did a lot of mixtapes. And they circulated. Luke Skywalker had one down in Miami. And I mean, you talking about like the 80s, basically. So that's how we met. We just started writing together all the time. I don't know if y'all read any of the books or where he talked about, we banging on the table, going back and forth, and, eating Haagen-Dazs and Fruit Loops and Apple Jacks, being high as hell on sugar, and just rhyming, going back and forth. That's what we were doing. And then we did this song called HP Gets Busy with me, Jay, and these two brothers from Long Island who were actually Cool KG's cousins, Almond Joy and Easy LD. We put that song out in '86. So then, time went on. We still circulating. Me and Jay, we'd go when they had the music out, shut the shit down. Then we had our own little beatbox. We would walk around, we run around to the music with that little, remember the DDM 110? I don't know if y'all remember that shit or not. Yeah. But anyway, we would have that, and we would do the beat. We play the beat on it, let him rhyme. Then we switch it real quick, shit like that. Like we would tear the shit down, like so. So fast forward, that's when I took those meetings, Scott Folks, my management, his name is Stan Poses, and got the deal. And when I got the deal, I told Jay, I was like, yo, man, they gave me a lot of money, man, and we going to London. You want to go? He was like, yeah. And so I asked my DJ, I was like, yo, KG, I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, this is it. This, what I'm saying? This what we was, this what we were waiting on. Right. Something like this. It was a serious opportunity. And he was like, nah, I'll see you when you get back. I was like, okay. Word. So then it's crazy. So that's when my management introduced us to Irv. who back then was DJ Irv, or really is Irv Lorenzo, but you know, it's DJ Irv, and
wow,
I think he had just turned 18 or something, and he was kind of reluctant on going that far away from home. You know, and that was the thing with cats in the hood. Like a lot of people, you know, some niggas ain't never even been past the Mason-Dixon line.
Right.
You know, let alone, you know, going overseas. So they were reluctant to really travel like that. But Irv came out, you know, so it was me, Jay, and Irv. We went to London, and that was my first major deal.
Yeah, that was crazy back in the day. That's what I'm saying, man. I know kids was jelly. Like, how you do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? That was an amazing feat. You pulled off right there.
I didn't give them an opportunity to really dig into that, because 3 weeks after I came back, you know, I moved out the projects, and you know, it's just not a healthy environment, you know, especially when people find out what you're doing. You know, a lot of people told I'm gonna stay in the hood. Yeah, you stay in the hood. Stay in the hood if you want. The goal is not to stay in the hood. The goal is to work your way out.
No doubt.
Question.
You know, work your way out. You gotta come back.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta come through.
Not forget though.
You gotta slide through.
You know what I'm saying?
Drive through.
So fast forward a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Bang. Jay wasn't what did you know that he was going to be the person he was going to be that he became?
On a creative level, yeah. On a business level, I had no idea, but I got inklings of what it was, because he had a lot of ideas. You know, and I mean, even to this day, I wouldn't call him a businessman, but I will say in the aspect of he was intelligent enough and crafty enough to incorporate the right people to get, you know, to facilitate his dream.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So kudos for that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they can't do that.
Right. So how was it like producing them first joints? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know. Oh well, hold up. Okay, so you did Hawaiian Sophie, right? Then boom.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing I know, you came out with, you was like God by. You came with the originators. You know what I mean? Switch your style up. You know what I'm saying? So how did that come apart? How did that happen? Like that transformation, you know?
Oh yeah, well, it really started when I got back from London, because when I was in London, there was this woman. I don't know why she was around, but she always just seemed to be around. A very intelligent and conscious woman, and her name was June. And one day she was like, you know, so you finished recording, right? She's like, what are you doing? You just gonna sit around? You know, cause I had a flat. You know what I'm saying? Like Moni Love. I met Moni Love in London. She said like 4 words on one of my records, and you know, she was like, these guys was living large. She was like, I never even heard of this area, and she was like, I'm from London, and I was like, you know, and but this lady June, she was like, let's go some places, and you know, I had the car service, you know, on demand. Like I just had like a nigga just waiting downstairs. So I was like, let's go, let's boat. So she knew where to go, because she, you know, she's from London. And we ended up going to, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a masjid. It's you know, what they call a mosque, but you know, really a masjid in London, which is supposed to be either the largest one in the world or the second largest one in the world. And we went there and just looking around. I was bugging. I was like, why she bring me here, like, of all places? Right. You know, because she ain't wearing like no garb or nothing like that, so she ain't putting on like that.
Mm-hmm.
But so I picked up a book the book was about, the 5 pillars of Islam, some other precepts.
Right.
And, I was checking it out. So when I got back to New York, I started delving into more stuff dealing with Islam. And we were playing, like, it was a school that I went to, junior high school. We used to go to the after school center to play ball. You know what I'm saying? Mad cats from the projects and, some other areas go play ball. And the cats who had it open, they were some Sunni Muslims. And they were talking about how, yeah, this guy over here, he jammed up, and this, that, and the other. Because, I'm going to keep it a buck. Different Islamic sects, they always having problems. They always having beefs based on, that's not Sunnah. That's not the Sunnah of Muhammad. And this, that, and the, all of that other stuff, bickering.
Right.
But, so I was curious. So one of them started talking to me, and, I listened, and I'm going to try to shorten this story a little bit. I started meeting other cats that came from different sects of Islam. And so by the time of my second album, I was a practicing Muslim.
Right, exactly. Okay.
And I used to go, and I was still riding the train, because back then, you could ride the train and it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now people, they were frowned upon it. Like if they saw me on the train, like, oh, this thing on the train,
right.
Something's wrong with them. But I used to take the train every week to 59th Street on the A train. And I was going there because I was going upstairs because my accountants were Herzog and Strauss. And, they were under Bert Padell. So I used to go every week and get my check. So I go up there and get a check. And it was his brother from Bushwick Ave, the Ansars, who was, selling his oils, incense, and books. And me and him got real tight. And I started going around it because, Bushwick Ave is not far from Marcy, and it wasn't far from, where I had moved to. I was still basically, that was like the borderline of like Clinton Hills and Bed-Stuy. So that's when I became conscious of that. So when you see the originators, from my second album, and you see the album cover, To Your Soul, I got the Flag of the Mahdi patch and all that. That's how that came to be. But as far as the MC style, I was doing that since, like, I did that on that song HP Gets Busy, and that we put out in '86. And yeah, I don't talk a lot, man, but when it comes to my history, fortunately, I remember a lot of things. I could go on for days, man. I'm sure you guys have some questions.
No, it's all love, bro. We sit there listening, bro.
That was my CD, bro.
That's just,
you know what I mean?
That's just dumb music.
That was my CD.
No question.
All right.
The thing, 50-year anniversary of hip hop, man. What you think about that? Like,
I think that everything we thought from the 80s on, like the 70s, we just thought it was some street shit we were doing, and that's what it was, and it was always going to be, a cult vibe with it, and or a niche. But when the 80s came and we started seeing it go widespread, Fatback Band did King Tim the Third, and then here comes Sugar Hill Gang, and all the Africa Bambaata's groups, the Jazzy Five and Cosmic Force and Soul Sonic Force. So we was like, yo, this shit is real, you know? And so the thing that it came to this point, I'm glad for it because there's so many more opportunities for cats who really didn't get their proper due, you know, and recognition, you know, for the work they put in.
Right.
You know, there are a lot of cats who didn't understand, you know, the publishing and artist royalties and everything. You know, they thought artist royalties, that's all there was. They didn't know that if they write something or anything they write or produce creatively from themselves is publishing worthy.
Right.
And so, you know, so a lot of people basically got hit in the head. They got beat.
Right.
So I'm glad that, you know, 50th anniversary, and it opens up more opportunities for me as well.
That's right. You're part of that. You're a part of that.
Hell yeah.
Hell no, you nigga, you know what you did, yo.
You
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta admit, I gotta be the number one A&R in hip hop history. I gotta be.
And you produced that joint though. How, you know what I mean? You produced Ain't No Nigga, you know what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that was a crazy hit right there.
That
was his first hit.
Right, early in the game, baby.
That took from one of my questions. So I mean, as far as like you A&Ring and putting niggas on to the game, are you on that type time?
Yeah. I mean, I have
a management.
I have my own situation, you know, Kings County Media Group, and you know, I just I for the most part just I sleep around with different labels. I partner with them for them, but I'm not signing no, like, until they drop a lick that's gonna say, okay, yo, you over here for 5 years or what have you. Then I'm gonna just I'll do my little situation over here, produce over here, and so on and so forth. And you know, and that's basically what I do. And to be totally honest, I got a slew of cats, you know, and females that I could put on and, you know, get them out there and so on and so forth. But I feel like I gotta find the right individual that understands that even though it's about money, if that's all you seeing, then you're not gonna last. You know, you're not gonna be legendary. Like, if you look at some of these cats, and you know, some people might not like that, the fact that I bring them up. When you talk about somebody like Eminem, who, and I use him because he's somebody who is, you know, an inductee to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and all these other accolades, and sold a gabillion records, but he was committed to that rhyme game. You know, whether you like him or not, he's committed to that rhyme game. And so, and it's not just him, it's also most of, if not all of the people that he mentioned when he made his induction speech. You know what I'm saying? He mentioned a lot of cats. And a lot of those cats, to be honest with you, a lot of these people, you know, making these top 50 lists and all this other shit, they probably ain't know half the names that he mentioned. And to me, that's part of what's wrong with the shit, but what's right with it is the fact that it is getting recognition. But it also puts a stamp of approval on unofficial motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? These people in these positions that have, you know, they have all of this weight, and they say, well, such and such is the best, and just, you know, putting people like, you know, people that came out 5-7 years ago and putting them in the top 50, and, you know, it just, and there's nothing wrong with that, but like your list, their lists are so limited because of their lack of knowledge.
Okay.
Which, yeah, so it's like, yo, and nobody stands up and says, like, y'all niggas ain't got no right to be making no lists. Like, who are you? When I was rhyming, you wasn't even born yet. And then you didn't do the work, you ain't do the research, you don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with that whole thing. and not to put like a stink on the, on your question, like 50th anniversary, I think is great. And it gives us a great opportunity to really exploit what we have that much more. And, I'm glad for it. And I'm just happy that we have something like that we can say and we can call it our own, and nobody, no other, and it's not about discrimination or racism, but no other ethnicity can say like, yeah, well, we did this and this is our thing. I mean, if you want to really get gully with it, everything is our thing. And it wasn't a thing until we made it a thing.
Word.
There you go.
Word.
There you go.
So, but yeah, the hip hop's 50th, man, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and everybody who was a part of it in any aspect, it doesn't have to mean that you put out a record and your shit went gold or platinum, or you had 1 million streams, or none of that. If you were a part of it, you should be proud, along with anybody who sold 100 million zillion records. Right. You know what I'm saying? We should all be proud, because we all got it out the mud with this shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was our life. It's literally a culture which they don't understand. They use culture because, it's a cute name to go with it. It makes it bigger than, what they think it is. But, it is a culture. It's our culture. Look how we dress. Look how we talk.
Right.
So.
You already.
Without a question. Hey, man, we got Jaz-O on the Glocawear radio show.
Jaz-O, if you don't know, legendary Jaz-O.
Fucking legend in the building, man. What MCs are you listening to besides yourself?
I don't listen to nobody really, man. And that includes myself. Like, if I'm not recording, I ain't listening. And I know people think that's strange, but that's how it is. Now, if you want to, like, people that, once I hear them, like, I'll keep listening, is, I like Drake stuff. I don't, I don't like the sensitive stuff. I think, but that's how he made his bones, you know what I'm saying, doing that. But I mean, to get down and, get to it, spitting, I like Drake. You can't ever be mad at Jay. You know what I'm saying? I like the locks because the locks are consistent. You know what I'm saying? So if I catch
they come with them bars as well.
Huh?
They come with them bars as well.
Yeah. MOP. And shout to them, shout to all of them.
No doubt.
And I can't go that much further because a lot of these new cats, like, you could play like 5 songs from 5 different artists, and I couldn't really tell the difference. Because half of them, they running through that auto-tune, then they start singing, and come on, if it works, it works. I applaud them, but I don't really want to hear. It's like how like a mosquito getting in your ear. That, like, that's how that shit affects me, man.
It's like you said, it's not enough originality. Like you said, you can play all the songs and it sound the same. And back in the day, that's the only thing that back in the day had, everybody was coming with their own shit. Everybody was sounding different or bringing what they was doing, and that's what made hip hop. That's what made it.
And that's what I'm talking about. It was, you could, like, if you listen to the radio for a couple of hours, and if they playing all, Rap Attack way back in the days, or Red Alert, Chuck Chill Out, you could hear a PM Dawn record, you could hear a Tone Loc record, then a Kane record, then a G-Rap record, a Heavy D record, you know what I'm saying? Right. You could hear all the different, like we used to say, flavors, if you will, in hip hop, and won't miss a beat. And it'd be something for everybody, not everybody just trained to this one sound. You know, every beat you hear now, you know, is going boom, or the bass is going woo woo woo, and then the hi-hat's going every song.
Right.
Without a question.
So yeah, we need more flavor, right?
Yeah, we need, yeah. You know, and it's there. It's out there. It's just there's an agenda. And the agenda is to play this certain type of music. It's called social programming. You know, and if you're not doing what they're doing in this lane, then something is wrong with you. It's just like everything else in society. You know, if you saying left, or everybody's going left and you say right, then something is wrong with you. That's social programming.
That is. That's another show.
No, yeah. I don't get too deep. We can go 100 miles an hour on that.
No doubt.
Well, hey, Jazz, man, we got this is our artist. His name is Bruno Brown.
Right here.
He's from Philly. He wanted to ask you a question if he could.
Sure.
Jaz-O, what it do?
I'm chilling. What's good?
Obama, man. Pleasure to meet you.
Vice versa.
Besides Jay, who was top 5 elite battles in your career?
Well, Jay technically wasn't a battle, but okay. We did run into like LL way back when, and
that's
I don't know, but you know, like those type of situations, you can't tell who was. Well, I'm gonna tell you the story.
Tell me about that. How you and L come into play? That's heavy.
We were at an industry party, and you know, it was me, a couple of cats from Marcy. So it was me, Jay, Sauce Money, Jay's cousin B-High, our man Dre, and maybe like 1 or 2 other people. My man V.I., I don't know if I can't remember if he was there or not, but anyway, we were standing outside, you know, after the joint. And so somebody that make records, like he always want to set it on him. And he'll say something loud like, nah, that nigga can't rhyme, or, you know, something just to get some shit started. So I'm like, this dude, man. You know, because I think 3-4 steps ahead. Like, I'm thinking, like, we gonna end up fighting somebody.
Right.
So that's the only thing that I was like, I don't want to end up having to do something to somebody. But so a couple of people went by, and then LL came by with some other cat, and he said something, and then everybody, you know, gassed it up, was like, woo, you know, and LL was just laughing, but he kept walking. But his man told him, his man stopped him. He was like, nah, he was like, you can't just walk like that, because, you know, niggas gonna talk about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga said something to you, and even though it's petty, and I'm sure he told him that, even though it's petty, like, yo, you still gotta go handle your business. So him and LL came back, and LL started rhyming. And then Sauce started rhyming. But when LL started rhyming again, like, it's him and Sauce going at it, I'm just standing there in the background. This nigga LL rhyming at me.
Ooh.
He like, yeah, he like, I'm like, you know, I'm like, really, like, okay, nigga, you know what I got for you, but I'm not even saying anything. But I guess that was his thing. Or he probably thought that I set Sauce on him, but I really didn't. And I was just an innocent bystander. So I was like, yeah, okay. So then Jay wanted to rhyme, and so Jay rhymed, and this, that, and the other. And then LL rhymes again, and again, this nigga, and my girl, like, I'm like, yeah, okay, nigga. So I let him have it. You know what I'm saying?
So he battled all 3 of y'all.
I guess he did. I guess he did. But you know, I can't really give him like that. I can't give him that because he didn't really step to them he didn't even look at them too much. He kept rhyming at me.
How many rounds y'all go?
Huh?
How many rounds?
I rhymed like twice.
Okay.
I rhymed like twice, and he didn't rhyme. He rhymed like 2 or 3 times, and then I guess his man said like that's enough for you to not lose face, in case somebody sees or hears whatever niggas was saying, But I respect L. Like I never had a problem with L. The only time I ever stepped to LL was when he had that Panther on that Walk Like a Panther.
Okay.
And I was like, oh nigga, I saw him in a club one night. We was on the floor, and I was like, yeah, because you was biting my style. And he was like, how I'm biting your style? How I'm biting your style? It's like, yo, you got a Panther on your album, right? It's like, I got a Panther on my album.
Oh.
It's like, HP Gets Busy. I played, I don't know if y'all remember that cartoon, Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I played live like the bass line and added some other shit to it. And I think on that same album he did I'm Bad. And he had the same dun 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 dun. So I was like, damn, nigga, like you, everything I do, like here you come. And he was like, I ain't biting off you, And it wasn't no beef or nothing like that, but
Right.
So that was that. And so another battle was at Broadway International. There was actually an MC contest, and Dana Dane was in the contest, and also I don't know if y'all remember Just Ice.
Yeah. I remember Just Ice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was in that battle as a group. It was HP, and but Jay wasn't there yet. It was me and the 2 brothers, Armin Joy and LD, and so we were going at it. Everybody take their turn, And my man Disco B, who was the manager up there, he was saying like, okay, so now you do 8 lines. They ain't even calling it bars back then. It's like you say 8 lines and then you get 8 lines. You get 16 lines, you get 16 lines. You go freestyle and then you do it. So long story short, it's probably too late for that. My peoples, they ran out of rhymes. So I had to hold it down, and it was funny because we took a break, and that's when I found out that that Dana Dane, he was a part of this crew called the Kango Crew. And one of the members of that crew was Slick Rick.
Right.
So when I went to the bathroom, Slick Rick was in there coaching him.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he was in there coaching them. He was like, yo, and for some reason, Rick ain't like me. But I guess he wouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Cause I
You was
won.
giving out smoke that day.
Huh?
You was giving out smoke that day.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and the same thing happened with Just Ice's man. I think, what was he called? His name was, he called himself Triple T or something like that. He ran out of rhymes. So it was just me, Dana, and Just. And I won.
Oh wow,
legendary.
that's crazy.
That's legendary.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But did I win? Because both of them got record deals and was out on the radio
After that, huh?
before me.
You know,
I ain't get that one, but that's another story.
most definitely, man. But no, that's some legendary information, man. It's pleasure speaking to you, man. Bruno Brown, man. Pleasure.
All right. I'm gonna check for you.
Most definitely.
I'm gonna check for you.
Hold on.
But like I said, Jazz, man, we ain't gonna keep you too long, man.
That's
You know,
right, man.
We know you're a legend, man. You got things to do. You're a busy guy, man. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely appreciate the call.
Yes, sir.
The interview, the Zoom jump off.
Thank you.
If you got anything you want to promote, anything like that, you got family in Philly. You already know. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it is.
So
Yeah, it is, no doubt. I will only tell, like, I got my new IG is just fresh. It's the county. It's ITS THAKOUNTY.
it's the
You
county.
know, yeah, it's fresh. I probably got like 1 or 2 pictures on, but you know, coming soon, you know, I'm gonna have it loaded up with videos and other content. And yeah, I keep y'all abreast, man. So, you know, if nothing else, y'all could announce what's going on with me, and you already know, you know, we gonna put that work in.
Yeah, no,
You know,
because
got the math.
we got the Glocawear radio station, man. We be doing all types of goofy stuff, meet and greets, concerts. So we definitely gonna bring you down, and you know what I'm saying, so you can bust it up with the Philly fam. You know what I mean?
No doubt, ain't nothing but a word.
You know what I'm saying? So salute that, man. It's the county on Instagram. We got the legendary Jaz-O in the
Jaz-O.
building, man. Salute to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate everything you did for hip hop, man. We
That's
appreciate
right.
you, man.
Everything you did,
Thank you.
man. You know what I mean?
So
Thank you.
I see you on the other side, Jazz, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, indeed. There it is. Y'all be easy.
All right, that's what's up. Salute.
100.
This is the Glocawear Radio Show. We're not done. We streaming live on Glocawear.com.
That's
and
right.
the Glocawear Radio app, man. So definitely go to that and tune in,
We're
man.
about to play some music, right?
We about to go in, Shab. Non-stop hip hop. Let's go.
No doubt, my G. That was Jaz-O, you know what I'm saying? Straight from Brooklyn. You know what it is.